Have an update.
But we do have an update here. It's 36,226, $36,226. We're still waiting for our match to come in because we did meet that match before.
Right, second match of the day.
Yeah, so we'll be up there. We've met it twice now, and we still are excited about. We should be up around 37,000 here shortly. 235 unique donors. Nice job. We're doing a great job. We're coming here. We only got $14,000 to go to hit our goal.
Right.
And last year, I think maybe the fundraising crew out there can help us out. I don't remember when we hit our goal last year, but we hit it early, the $40,000 goal.
Yes, we did.
And we kept climbing all the way up till midnight.
Right, we exceeded.
By a lot. This year, we'd be excited to get the 50 because we did raise it by $10,000. I'm supposed to keep the microphone down. Yeah, I know. I'm supposed to keep the microphone down. But
that might be our update for the time.
Oh, that's update for what?
The time of when we exceeded the goal last year.
Oh, let's see. Lisa. It's about the mic.
Here, why don't I do this one? This one's probably loud enough to pick up me and
you. You probably can if we just stand here. But,
yeah.
But, just so you know, if you want to donate to Give to the Max to the North American Bear Center, you got to go onto our site, or you can go to Give to the Max directly. But if you go onto the bear.org site, you can pick the banner, click on it. It'll show Give to the Max.
Right.
Click on it. It'll direct you right to the spot where you can donate to us.
Correct. And then there's a couple extra ways we can even get more out of it, right?
Okay.
You can opt to pay the processing fees so that the Bear Center doesn't have to. Again, making your donation worth even more.
Yes, and that is very appreciated all the way across. We'd really like to see the needles start moving a little bit faster, but we are not complaining. And I'm just going to get this beeper off if you want to hold that down low.
So there's some other ways to maximize this as well. We got every 15 minutes they draw a golden ticket, and every time someone donates, the North American Bear Center name goes into the hat to get drawn for that golden ticket. So there are lots of options for maximizing those donations and stuff. And
several smaller donations give us more chances than one large donation.
Correct.
Morrow from Custom Theaters must be watching a little bit. He just texted and said if that's Lynn's mic, switch it for us. But this is not Lynn's mic. We're having some kind of problems with it, crackling bad. But if we hold it low enough, it's fine.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's just
good.
The settings are up so it catches everything distinctly.
Yeah. But either way, we want to move on here. We want to get going. And we got to hit that $50,000. And we've always asked, keep our stress low because as we get closer to midnight, we get really tired and we start to worry. And we've always pulled through, but I can really use an easy evening of the heart rate staying nice and calm. And I'm sure that Sharon can too. And we're not getting younger, except for Spencer. Well, you're getting older too.
Right. We could probably make a parallel to Vikings games in that way, right? They've all been stressful wins.
Well, we don't want to talk about our specific team.
Oh, yeah. Fair.
Yeah, it has been. But anyway, Bear Center, Spencer talked about how we make each dollar count and each dollar stretch. Let's just give him an explanation of that, okay? Fair? Okay. The money that you donate to the North American Bear Center for this project is earmarked. Not $1 of this goes to pay for wages, for operations of the Bear Center, for food for the bears, nothing. It goes toward that project. That is earmarked for. So, if we're doing Give to the Max for the enclosure, which we are, and we're doing it, we need to pay for that labor too. So we chose this year to do that because we really want to get that enclosure done this year.
Right.
Next year, I should say.
It's been a long time coming.
Yes.
We're excited.
And you have been very patient and very gracious throughout that whole time. But a question came up not that long ago is, we're doing a fundraiser. It's paying for wages and this and this and this. No, it doesn't. It does not. What pays for our wages is our doors when they open up in the summer months. The gift shop sales, it pays for a lot of our expenses across the board. Pays for our propane, pays for our electric, pays for all that stuff. That's the stuff that we're doing behind the scenes tours with, guests walking in the door. There are general donations we get that do go to the general fund. So let me be right up front on that. Sometimes people will send it in for the general fund because they know that we're watching our expenses.
Right.
And all the people and staff. Sharon will be headed back, so she's part-time, full-time
Yeah.
is what you could call it, because in the summer months she's full-time. Carolyn works part-time but year-round, and that's important because in the winter months we're carrying apart different displays, resetting them up. Spencer works year-round getting things ready for next season, intern programs, many programs that we've got going that we kick off, and we're going to be revamping some this year. And then Amy, our bookkeeper, works year-round. Missy works year-round. And I work year-round at a part-time basis, so that we know that. So the reason why I'm telling you all this stuff is an operational meeting or get-together like this is important to let you know that when you're donating this dollar, it is going toward the enclosure. So we really appreciate the donations that are coming through to us, and I can guarantee you that our treasurer, our bookkeeper, and myself and the staff are making sure that each other is definitely watched when it comes to spending. We're all watching each other all the time.
We do.
And we have budgets for different things that we do. The food budget. All the help that you got with that food budget, though, from the people out there.
You guys did an amazing job this year, and it makes, of course, at the beginning of the week, I'm going, okay, how am I going to stretch this out till, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of donation food comes in, and it's like, okay, we're all set for another week. So the amazing thing about this is that, you know, people come here and they talk about the weights of the bears and, well, how do you keep it in control? And they look at the menu that we write out, and we watch, and, you know, you do the weight programs with us of how much did the bear weigh when it came out of hibernation as to when it went into hibernation. Well, that's important to know as to how much the bears are eating, so that's how we keep track. And when we break it down to calories, and you see Holly hitting that stand-up feeder 3-4 times a day, she's taking in about 9,000 calories every 2 times she hits that thing. And so if you think they're not getting 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 calories, they're definitely getting that amount. And then there's Dainty Tasha. Craig said I told him that she's not round, she's dainty.
Oh, okay.
And she is, folks. She is. She's a sweetheart.
I think our bears look all well fed.
Yeah.
And they should.
Yeah.
And they're well fed because of the donations we got through Amazon, the donations that we get from people walking in the door.
Yep.
Every now and then a watermelon will come rolling in through the door like it's hitting bowling pins. It amazes me.
More.
But we started keeping track of what it actually costs with donations and expenditures to feed the bears. And I think Sharon was even caught off guard. We all were. Yeah, almost $16,000 a year, a season.
Yep.
That's a lot of money. And it's all because of you guys that we can do that, right?
And it's so important. Please don't ever think that when you're sending something to me, I take it for granted. Everything that's sent here, I'm so appreciative of. Yep. And we make sure it goes the distance for what we feed our bears. And they really like what you send.
And so you know that across the board, we're all very conscious of how we spend and how we do things. Sharon will not even let me eat any of those dried cherries. And those dried cherries are delicious. They look very good. I've tried to sneak them. She caught me once. You know, just want to make sure the bears are getting safe and food. And it's and I should be. Yeah, I'm very careful with what our bears get. And if I'd rather have it nail me first.
Right.
You know, but all joking aside, actually I have done that, and she caught me. But it's just kind of fun to see how much food pours in here, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, wow, how much now today? I mean, and she'll tell me, and it's all because of the donations, earmarked donations.
And we knew that Ted was struggling, of course, but I want you to remember their coats, how beautiful their coats are and were, and they'll come out in the spring and you'll see how fluffy they are. Strong indication of good health. Good health. Their nails, their teeth. When I'm doing the vet check with Kristen, our vet, we always look at the gums, the teeth, their pads. In very decent shape all summer long this year, and every year. We became very conscious of teeth. Oh, very conscious. Yes, we have. Yeah.
because of what went through last year, you know.
Yeah.
And we have turned down some donations too. We don't lower our standards just because they're, it's not that we're not appreciative of what they want to do,
Yeah.
but we do have standards, and the Bears' standards are higher than probably all four of ours.
Well, we try and stay away from sugar for teeth and,
Yeah.
and anything that we can that makes it good.
Nothing old, nothing moldy. If we
Yeah.
come across some grapes that are molded,
Yeah.
we toss those and the ones that they're touching so the spores don't spread.
Peanuts in the shell.
Yeah, we watch very closely the quality of the food
Yeah.
that we give the bears.
Well, they deserve to eat bad food, and you know it isn't just because of what they do for the Bear Center, but they deserve to be treated well. And same thing goes with the enclosures that we're asking you to help us reach $50,000. Is everything is negotiated? It's done the best we can. As far as pricing goes, we've had some struggles the last few years. Everybody knows how shipping costs and pricings went up on numerous things. I do know that the place that we bought the fence from, that we got the zoo fencing from, that supplied it, they ate a lot of money in shipping because they didn't realize shipping was going to go up that much. So they actually ate a lot of money in shipping from the UK to here. And that was appreciated that they did that because it would have been up almost $15,000 over what they projected it to be as higher.
Wow.
You know, so we got to thank that company. They've done a nice job for us. Hopefully, when we get everything out of the boxes and all the parts are there and everything, but it is here. It is in Ely, Minnesota. All the fencing's here. All the gates and cables and brackets. We did a YouTube video, or not a YouTube, but a Facebook video of that a while back, and maybe we can replay it one of these days. But now we just need to have the ground busted up, the bedrock moved, save as many trees as we possibly can, put fencing up so it's nice, neat, safe, and lacking a lot of non-electric fence, which again is safety for the bears. Even though they knew the electric was there, they would get shocked every now and then, probably. And this way, they ain't going to have to deal with any of that, really, and maybe across the top rung, but I don't see that even needing to be done.
Mostly it was the interns that got shocked.
Yeah, and I've gotten in the face a couple
Yeah.
times. Spencer, we had somebody here for a while that would grab onto it to see if it was working.
That's how they tested it.
Yeah, and I was like, wow. Well, okay. I used to do that on the farm when I was a kid, but I learned. But ultimately, what's going to take a lot of work is going to be in Ely, Minnesota. We are known for bedrock and ledge rock, and they know it's there because the company Low Impact that's dug here before for posts has ran into it. So they know we're going to run into that, and this fencing requires it to be put together correctly.
Yeah.
So it looks good, and so that it's functional for the bears. Safety-wise for the bears,
Safety
huge,
is going to be great.
huge. We do have a few questions we'll answer later on it. We got one of the questions we got asked earlier today. We'll be talking about tonight on our Q&A session later on. But there's some good questions coming in on that, and you know we want to answer most any questions that you're going to send in. Remember to do that to info@bear.org. Spencer will be checking it, and we'll print those questions out, and then a little later on we'll announce when we're going to answer those questions. But you know what? Now's the time to ask. If it's about fencing, if it's about finances, whatever it's about that we can answer, we will answer. You know, if it becomes something that's private or whatever, then we got to watch out for that. But
Well, if we get thousands of questions,
well, yeah,
we might not get to everybody.
we'll pick
Yeah.
we'll pick out good stuff that
Yeah.
they're all going to be good, but we'll just pick out stuff that we can answer and answer it correctly, not just give you
And maybe have some fun.
maybe.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a lot of options with this new fencing enclosure because it's got a space built for working conditions for the bear keeper and the employees, and it's got a safe for the customers that'll give them full view. And you know, it's supposed to be more camera friendly by far. And just so you're all aware of it, our posts that hold our fencing up now are rotting. They've been in the ground since 2007 or 6, I think, and they're rotting. And you could say, well, let's pull them out and replace them. The fencing has taken a lot of abuse with trees falling on it.
Yeah.
We've restretched and stretched and bent and twisted a lot of fence over the years. Since I've been here, we have, you and I.
We're getting pretty good at fixing fences.
We are. But there again, it's starting to look like we're bringing people from a $1 million beautiful facility that's state of the art to a back area that looks like maybe it hasn't kept up to this.
Right.
Does that make sense?
On the stage of the project that we're going into now is the stage that we have absolutely no control over.
Yes.
What they run into when they're digging and what they have to do to place the footings and everything, we have no control over.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
the scary part. We have no idea what the final number is going to be until we get it.
And we know that low impact will be good to us, but that point is huge because we also got to deal with water runoff. We've had some runoff problems over the years, and we're not going to alleviate all of them. But we in the wintertime when the snow melts this spring, we have to deal with a river that runs into a drain, and we also got to wait a long time for stuff to thaw out before we can actually do things. Hopefully we'll be able to cure some of that down the road. And we got some pretty cool future plans that we're going to talk about next year that you'll really like once we get this fencing done and up. The dens are a big one. Right now they stand either, and they've been very, very good for the years, but they're glorified dog houses, big, or and they've worked. They've served their purpose over the years. Or we've got 2 bunker houses that are cement septic tanks. And they've had holes cut in the side of them so that the bears can stay in there. They've worked really well. The problem is that whole bunker area and the other areas have outlived themselves. And the houses are to the point that we either rebuild them or we make natural looking dens for them. Similar, but safer. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. That's a bad choice of words. Similar to the rock den that's out front that Holly's in right now this year that she stole from Tasha. That she stole from Tasha when Tasha dug the den and back to this one. But the den that Holly's staying in is going to be the similar design dens that we're going to do. Except we're going to be sure that water can't enter them, that they're dry inside, and that they're very safe for the bears. And they're warm and dark because they do like dark when they hibernate. So, and they may choose to do a little bit of excavating themselves in there. That option we hope will be open for them to be able to do that. But natural looking as they can be, the first year they're going to look a little bit disturbed. But as the foliage grows back and things come to, we'll have enough pens where we can move bears around that those other ones can rejuvenate. Or for future bear someday we'll have plenty. We really weren't expecting and didn't want to have Ted gone, so that leaves a huge void in our whole process. In fact, it's a void that will never be refilled again because he was so unique. So that's why we've chosen to this Give to the Max to dedicate the Give to the Max to Ted. And Ted gave 100%, 110% every day. No matter how his joints felt or no matter how he felt, he was always happy to see everybody. And, you could see it in his eyes that he was happy to see you. And I joke with Sharon about that, but you truly could see that he wanted to get over there and see you. If we didn't reach 100% as a group, we'd be letting Ted down. And I don't want to play off that, but we have to give 110%. Us. Meaning us here, because we think he deserves our best effort. Agree?
Agreed.
And we're also dedicating a portion, the same portion of this to Judy McClure, who put her heart and soul into this place with Dr. Lynn Rogers of being a curator in all of our displays and all of our information. And Carolyn has worked with a lot of it now, but there's still many, many things that Judy McClure done here and spent hours arranging it and rearranging it and measuring it and making sure it was perfect. And I'd always tell her, well, it's not perfect. And she'd say, yeah, it is. But this year, you know, we lost Judy McClure, and she left us too. And Ted left us, so it left a void. But we got that Ted was going to be in and put it where it was? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right?
Right.
Why wouldn't we? We got the material. And I'm sure he would want a future bear in there, right? Or one of our bears
Doesn't
now.
have to be the same bear every day either.
No. We've got a lot of plans to do a little bit different stuff with the bears as far as hopefully they can be out in the enclosures and in the front area. It's a big challenge. It really is for Sharon because bears don't always get along with each other. But what do you see?
I see there's a deer, there's a caribou, there's a moose. There's lots going on in here. There is, yeah. Yeah.
The ecology hall is cool.
It's awesome, yeah. I wish the camera caught the whole room because, I mean, this is amazing.
Well, we were going to move the camera around, but I'm nervous about moving it around, and I'm going to say I'm nervous because it's been working so well.
Yeah.
And I told Spencer I'm really nervous about unplugging it, going off air, and replugging it in, so we may just keep it here.
Yeah.
And maybe next year, after we test it more throughout the season, we'll move it around.
Baby steps.
We ain't solid yet on that,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Baby steps.
You know, and it is rather chilly out in those areas because we
Yeah.
haven't turned no heat up.
That's
So,
true.
but even if we stay here, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Do we have an updated numbers? Have they stayed the same, or are they moving up?
Oh, I think
You can hold it.
I think they moved up. We just did one heck of a broadcast right there. They had to have moved at least a little bit.
Yeah, well, let's show them the TED log.
Yeah.
We got Ted's log here. That's the one that we made him. We made it here. Spencer and I carved it out and did our thing, and because we wanted Ted to have a log in his retirement enclosure, it was a gift from the staff, and he did use it. He liked it.
Time, every day.
Yeah.
And then we just recently had Natasha. She painted the Ted log parts that were a little better. Oh wow! And then she finished it and sanded a little bit. So we're making it look a little nicer for display, or we're not exactly sure what we're going to do with it yet. Maybe we'll answer that later on today. So still stay tuned for what the plans are. But you can see it looks a lot nicer. We cleaned it up quite a bit just to make it a little bit nicer on behalf of Ted. So those of you who are probably used to seeing it in his enclosure, it didn't look like this. You looked at it.
Well,
it looked
a little bit.
Yeah, it looked right, and that's what the sanding did, and the color to the letters did for them. So we did just get an update on numbers, and there it is. We have $36,396. So we did move it up a little bit.
$100 bucks, $200.
We're moving. We're moving.
Yeah, right. So we probably should shut up and let them
so,
get back to
because
encouraging people outside your circle to donate.
Right, so you heard it here first. We're going to sign off so you can get back to donating. Then you don't have to listen to all the cool, fun stuff we're saying. All right?
All righty.
Here's a thought.
Yeah.
If you have any really good if you have some good ideas on what we should do with the TED log, we've got some ideas ourselves. But if you think you have some good ideas,
info@bear.org.
Exactly.
Yep.
We haven't landed on one yet, and somebody may have something that we haven't already thought of. But
We don't want it outside though by the grave.
We don't want somebody to steal it for one.
Steal it or have it deteriorate out there. So
something inside.
we're thinking of an inside thing we're going to do.
It is a red pine. That's what this comes from. They are not known for their durability when they aren't alive anymore. So we definitely want to make sure we don't leave it outside because it'll rot fairly quickly.
We'll keep it durable.
There we go.
All righty.
All right. Well, coming back at 5, are we?
No.
We're not. So it's going to be a little bit before you see us.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to have to do one more quick update maybe for dinner time just to do a numbers update. But we're not going to be here for the 5 o'clock because we will be having our dinner break. So we won't be on again until 7, correct?
We'd like to be up around the 38 to 40 area by the time we come back from dinner.
Right. And that'll be
possible out there. If you keep going on chat talking about it, and we keep going in different areas, I know that Kathy and them have put their social media places.
Oh, yeah.
If we keep doing that stuff and we text our circle of people that we know, maybe we can get it up to roughly the $40,000 area. by supper time. We do have a fun evening planned with Dr. Lynn Rogers and Donna going to be here at 8. And then we've got one of our volunteers is going to be here at 7. And then who knows what'll come along for a golden ticket or matches or whatever we've got.
A Q&A after that too?
Yep. And then we got Q&A.
Got lots?
And then we got, let's have this done by before 10 o'clock.
We'll stay, but we just don't want to be stressed.
I didn't bring any wine. So, anyway,
50,000. That's the goal. We'll come check in a little bit, but next broadcast at 7 o'clock. We'll see you then.
See you then.
7 or 6?
It's 4:35. 5 to 6 we're eating, right?
Right.
So 6 o'clock.
Oh, so 6.
Yeah.
Okay. 6 o'clock will be the next broadcast. We'll
Yep.
Confusing. Already in